Hi, and welcome to HubSpot in Singapore. I'm sat here with Aaron So, who's the head of channel sales.
And I'm joined by Bob from B2B Marketing Lab, our valued diamond partner.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. Before we start, one or two people out there just might not be aware of how long you've been here in Singapore.
Good question. So we over here, HubSpot Singapore, we have been here at Tanjong Pagar for a little bit over 2 years now.
Okay.
So believe it or not, our clients all this while have been serviced out of our Sydney office over the past, I would say 5 years before we set foot here a couple of years ago. And before that, everything was sort of centralized out of our Dublin office, which was our first international office outside Boston.
And that's the guys that we know well from our London office.
Correct.
And we've been dealing with Dublin for almost 7 years now. So.
Nice.
Before we get started, what about talking a little bit about what someone who's watching might want to do if they're going to purchase HubSpot?
Good question, Bob. So there are two ways of doing it. The first way, obviously, is to talk to one of our sales rep from the floor directly, and they could come online to have a live chat with us before they purchase it, or they could choose to just purchase the product touchlessly, we call it, where you could just swipe a credit card and then buy a software.
Wow.
You can't get easier than that. The second way, which is, I would say, a lot of our customers opt to do, is to go through a value partner like yourself, Bob.
Okay.
Now, you might ask me, why do I need to go through a medium or a channel to purchase a software like HubSpot?
Mm-hmm.
There are several reasons over here. Number one, typically in an organization in Asia, the marketing team is fairly lean, right? Or small.
Yeah.
They would need resources to execute, I would say, a mid to high level marketing campaigns in terms of sophistication. They will need the bodies to run all these campaigns.
Okay.
So a lot of them actually find a lot of our consultant or consulting partners fairly helpful over here, where they could serve as a brain behind all these campaigns that they are about to run,
right?
Or direction that basically the headquarter or management has given.
Yeah.
The agency would understand that fully, all right, and come up with an overarching plan to execute it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, a consultancy company like B2B Marketing Lab could add value by imparting local knowledge and knowledge around the vertical and industry to advise you on top of what you're planning to do, what could potentially benefit or help with your KPI further.
Okay. And in that respect, would you consider that content is an important part of that relationship?
100%. So content is, if you look at it this way, content is basically the universe of marketing automation.
Okay.
All right. Without content, no campaigns can really exist, right, or stand.
Yeah.
All right. And that is what we call content strategy. All right, which have a few components over here. One is on your content, obviously. One is on how do you properly optimize all this content through SEO strategy.
Right.
All right. So that is what a lot of people, like, I would say, blindly get into the space where they churn up heaps and tons of content.
Yes.
Without knowing their target audience profile.
Yes.
And if you lack that knowledge or information, the content that you're going to put up, no one is going to see it or read it, even if they see it.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, if you don't properly optimize it through your SEO strategy, no one can find your content. That's why it's crucial to have your content strategy set up or craft up well right from the start.
Yeah.
And you start from crafting out a solid target audience or buyer's persona profile,
Yeah.
followed by your SEO strategy, etc., etc., etc.
I mean, certainly from our perspective, there are three fundamental pieces of consultancy that we do on the front end of an engagement, and that's the buyer persona development, making sure that you fully understand who it is you're going to be selling to and who you're profiling your existing customers to understand them better, to understand the content that you need, the strategy that you need to adopt for that organization, and to audit what it is they've already got, see how much that is usable. And then finally to make sure that the existing website is fully search engine optimized. And that gives you a really good platform to work from.
Right.
Now you mentioned along the way, you mentioned partners. Can you just give us a little bit more background about what you consider to be a good partner and how things are structured?
Okay, so we in HubSpot, we are very cautious and careful when it comes to appointing a consultancy partner or an agency partner, you call it. It's really because you would ultimately represent HubSpot in a specific location or country, all right, to talk to our direct customers, because all of our current users would have access to what we call a partner directory list, where a value partner of ours would be enlisted on that list, all right, with your specialty, with your ranking, with your reviews, etc.
Yeah.
The last thing we want is for an end customer to engage a value partner of ourselves and not getting what they want.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So it's as important as having our software functionality function and set up day in, day out in the right manner. The same theory and concept applies when we create and maintain the partner ecosystem.
Yeah.
All right. To make sure that our consultancy partner can not only consult, but also draw up the steps to do it, and also eventually execute it, and run analytics and report after that to benchmark the results.
Yeah.
So that you as a client would truly understand what kind of ROI are you getting out of your campaigns, which is a missing component for a lot of organizations around the world these days.
Sure. And do you have different levels depending upon the amount of experience they have?
So for partners, we have got a few tiers. Again, for partners to be tier up, it's not the easiest task, I would say. They would have to put in their blood, sweat, and tear to some extent to get tier up.
Yeah.
So there are two main metrics over here. So the first metrics would be how frequent do you resell a HubSpot license and how much is it? And the second component is, out of all this reselling that you have done, how many of them are you managing it? Because we do not want a partner to just purely resell the license. We want them to handhold and consult and manage the customers for a long time, right?
Right.
As I like to share with my client, the tools is only as good as how the master uses it.
Yes.
And in this case, the master will be a consulting partner like B2B Marketing Lab, like Bob, an expert, to guide you guys through on how to best leverage on the software to align with your internal goal.
Okay. Okay. And from our point of view, we've now been at this for nearly 7 years. And over that time, we've built out a very clearly defined methodology to allow our clients to come on board with us, for us to help them through what is a journey of developing precisely the right content and material that will attract people in their defined marketplaces, perhaps around an individual product or even a series of products. But there's a real process to that, and we trade now off the fact that these defined our methodologies, if you will allow somebody to get up and running quickly, and that the success is built into the program because we'll work with them on a series of ongoing campaigns that allow them to grow, build their web traffic, and build the volume of leads generated over a solid period of time.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Some of our clients opt to have us outsource everything and continue to manage that for them over time. Others of them will agree with us that we'd like to control our own destiny, control our own systems. And in that respect, we get it up and running for them, and then over a period of time, we do knowledge transfer to help them to take over and manage that. And our relationship and what we do for the client changes over time, depending upon how what the client's time frame is, to a point where very often the client is now fully skilled themselves in HubSpot, but we continue to work with them on strategy and in the development of new and fresh content over time. And it's kind of where we've got to in the UK. We now have a very solid, well-oiled machine, and we've grown to become currently the largest partner in the EMEA region for HubSpot, which is kind of was a real exciting moment for us.
I'm sure.
And what we've looked to do is to bring that same set of processes, those same set of methodologies, and the people and expertise to now develop and support the growth here in Asia Pacific, and specifically here in Singapore.
Yeah, I'm glad that you shared this with the viewers, Bob, because I have been managing the Asia partner ecosystem ever since it gets incorporated. And more often than not, we got requests from our clients asking us, hey, I have got an agency locally that could fulfill all my needs, but they don't have the know-how abroad. All right,
Sure.
They don't have the regional know-how in other continents, Europe, America, or even ANZ. All right, and to me, I thought that is a big opportunity missed for that local agency without those expertise. And to some extent, I couldn't quite blame all these agencies because of their constraint around manpower, their knowledge for the international market. Hence, I'm excited about this expansion of B2B Marketing Lab that had not only the expertise to help clients like yourself, viewers like yourself, to execute campaigns internationally, but you actually have a real physical presence in Asia where you could front and meet the client face to face to understand what they want directly.
For sure.
All right,
for sure.
And then have your very oil engine run in the background to help them execute all these campaigns, leveraging on your international knowledge and intel.
Thanks. And for me, that's absolutely vital in this process of growth and development, to get to a point where we can. Well, we have 35 people overall now, and that gives us the depth of knowledge and our secret sauce. We have a secret sauce, and that's the quality of our people. And we have some amazing people, many of whom have been working on the product for coming up for 7 years now, and that implies a great depth of knowledge and understanding, which we can pass on, and we can help organizations to quickly take HubSpot on board, reap the benefits of it, and really grow. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're about. We move into a world where we are a growth consultancy, and we're a fast-growing organization ourselves, and we want to engage with companies who are the same. They're looking to grow at a rapid rate, and that will allow us to help them to build and to share our expertise with their team and take them on to the next level.
Right.
And we're really pleased that you guys are here, and it's truly great to be working with you.
Likewise.
So I really appreciate your time. Thank you for talking to us, and look forward to talking to you some more.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Aaron.
Great stuff.
Good to see you. Thank you.